sure there's nothing over there.
Okay, guys, so we got it off. It was kind of a pain in the butt to get this one off. Since we've already put it back together in the beginning, and then we had to take it back apart. And so, like I said, so here we are. Okay, so now if you see on this one here, I'm going to point out here, you no longer are going to have these black screws here, because the new way it's done in the Xbox, you do not need these, because these went to the, let me grab them real quick. These here, if you see, this is what they were here. You no longer are going to have these, so they're gone. Okay? Alright. So now we're going to start taking... Now let me point out what we're looking at. He's going to show you these screws. You no longer are going to need that black screw.
Yeah, we'll go in. Anyways.
Is there a turn on... I'm sorry guys, let me apologize here. We're going to turn on some more light here. Yeah, there we go. We got some better light here. Yes. Alright guys, so now we got some better light here. Apologize. We're trying to do this in the dark, and it's what is it? What, about
11:45.
11:45 in the morning, or at night. And so what we're gonna do here is he is now going to unscrew the panel here. So like I said, this bolt here is a T10. A T10.
All these ones on the outer edge are T10s.
Okay.
Then the ones in the middle are the T9s, as well as the... What is that? What's that component
The
called?
RF module.
The RF module.
We have more videos here because we want to, you know, I've noticed on YouTube that some of them are like 10, some are 20 minutes. We've now done, I think, 3 or 4 videos, and we're doing 13, 14 minutes on each one. So I just want to make sure that we're detailed on this, because, you know, we want to make sure that you guys see that we're doing what we're doing, and we know what we're doing. I don't want you guys going, oh man, these guys are such bullshit. You don't know what they're talking about. And I don't want you guys thinking that. So, again, he's taking out the screws here. And as we're taking this Xbox apart, we're going to show you exactly what we've done to it. Like I said, you know, it's about a 20-minute job to do, excuse me, to do this, and we want to make sure that you guys are very informed on what we're doing. You know, like I said, it's not a scam. We're not scamming nobody. Once we get this thing apart, you'll see that we've done exactly what we said with these clamps. Xbox is just trying to make money when it takes a shit. Well, guess what? You got to send it in to them. Well,
$200.
Screw that. You know, I mean, come on. We don't need to do that. $200 for them, and then to top it off, it'll take 3 weeks to a month. I know, I've done it. You're talking to somebody that's done it.
Then you're out without gaming. When you can get it done and within a week's time, or probably even
or everybody's going out and buying these new Xboxes. No, don't get me wrong, you know, people do, you know, want to buy the new Xboxes, but, you know, if you want to have 3 or 4 Xboxes at home, even with the new one, well, you still have a really good, functional Xbox that'll work. Okay, so here we are taking the upper casing of the other side off, and you got to make sure it gets over. You got to make sure this comes off. This is your button for your I guess CD-ROM or your
CD-ROM, yeah.
your DVD, whatever you want to call it, but it is your CD-ROM. So your next thing is you need to take off your I'm sorry, let me back up here. You need to take off your CD-ROM. So here we are undoing the wires. Okay, so that comes off. That comes off. Take off your metal housing for the fan.
So I'm getting a little bit of trouble this time. Okay. It should. It's not doing it.
There we go, and it came off. You know, just love and tender time when you're doing this. You just gotta take your time on it. You know, if you guys really want to do this on your own, go for it. You know, I mean, it's not hard to do. Anybody can do it if you take the time to do your Xbox. Because I know there's so many Xboxes out there. I went on eBay and there's so many Xboxes that they're selling because they got the Ring of Death. You know, you guys don't even, I mean, you guys got all these Xboxes. You can fix them. They're fixable. They really are. They're fixable. So you got to take the fan out here. And that's what he's doing. He's taking the fan out. Be really careful with the fan. You don't want to pull the wires out because they do have a clamp.
Really sensitive.
Real sensitive. And what he's showing you right there, you can see the...
I rewired.
You know, he rewired it because it was a 3-prong and he made it to a 4-prong. So that's a new fan for this Xbox. Okay, so now he's going to take off the RF button here, module. So you take off the clip here. Okay, that comes off. So now I'm going to show you. Let me stand up here and get into the light here. Turn it up so we can see that. Okay, so he's going to point out, get my finger out of the way. There's 1, 2, 3. So I told you 4, in which it's 3. I apologize. 1, right there, 2, 3. So that needs to come off before you can take the housing out of the, or the motherboard out of the case.
Now we must change to the torque 9.
So we need to change the torque to a T9. Now you can go ahead and set it up. That's no problem.
That's no problem?
That's no problem.
Alright. Some a little bit tighter.
Alright, so we've got the RF module taken off, which you can see it. Okay. So now, he's going to take out the motherboard. Alright, so now it's out of the motherboard. Now we're going to show you what we've done. We're not going to take this stuff apart because we've just put it together. But we're going to turn it over and show you exactly what we've done to it. Okay. So now, if you're going to look, here are the 4 screws that we're talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this is what we fixed, okay? If you now see, let me get the clips here. These clips went there. And that's what's caused your ring of death. Your ring of death is when these here, when it flexes your board, it comes loose and then pulls the sensor that's on the other side. It pulls them away from the computer chip, which is underneath there, and all of a sudden now you'll be playing, and guess what? You get the ring of death. Doesn't that fucking suck? And then you'll be like right in the middle of your game, and you're like, oh, fuck me. So this is what we're doing here. So now you guys have seen exactly what we've done, okay? So now you see that it's all done, and now what we're going to do here is we're going to point out the whole point here that these screws, okay, and we're trying to and it's hard because, like I said, we're not going to take it apart because we've already put it together and we've got this Xbox working, and not saying that we couldn't take it apart and it would work again, but we just don't want to go through the whole process of doing it again because of the fact of the screws are already in there. But if you see, and I'm going to try to get down here as close as I can without being blurry, but the washers that are on this are the metal ones. These are the metal washers here. Okay? And then on the other side, you have the silicone ones that are underneath. And I know it's really hard to see, but those are the silicone ones, which are holding the components that are holding for. And like I said, these are heat sensors. Is what these are. This is what causes the boards, the motherboard here that I'm pointing out. It heats up, and when these come loose from these clamps, and let me grab those clamps again. On these clamps here, when it gets loose, it pulls these from the motherboard, and you get the ring of death. And that's what the problem is.
It's caused from overheating. Possibly it could be from keeping your Xbox on too long, which will also cause it to flex and disattach from the motherboard, which will cause the red ring of death, like he said.
So, alright, so we are now going to put this Xbox back together because we want to show you that this Xbox is functional. So, I'm going to pause.
Explain the penny trick doesn't work. Explain how the penny trick really doesn't work.
Give me 1 second here. You what now?
You're still on.